Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have an exercise for you that has been sought after for quite some time. This is a very powerful exercise, something that I have used and I still use to this day that has been very powerful, that has brought me a lot of success and wealth and great relationships into my life. And it's something that I have learned through trial and error and how to use this, because I get so many questions and emails about this topic. And actually someone came to me recently, somebody that wanted some mentoring, and they asked me and they said, I want to be a millionaire. I want to create the feeling of a millionaire, and I want to use these techniques. I want to create the life of my dreams, but I've never been a millionaire. So how do I know what that feeling would be like? How can I imagine being a millionaire and feel that I'm a millionaire if I've never experienced that feeling before? How do I capture that feeling? Or relationships. If I want a great relationship, with somebody, but I've never been in a great relationship to feel that, to actually experience that. That way I can conjure up and create that feeling now and then fall asleep with it. Then how do I do it? Well, I'm going to get into that in this video. I have a very, very powerful exercise for you that has worked for me, that has worked for countless people that I have taught this to, and I'm going to teach it to you guys today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the law of inverse transformation is very, very important to understand when you're using the law of assumption, which is a physical fact. If a physical fact can produce a psychological state, then a psychological state can produce a physical fact. So if you can create the feeling of having something, then that psychological state has to reproduce the physical effect in your 3D world. So that's why inverse transformation is so vitally important to understand, because if you can create the feeling state, if you can actually conjure up that feeling state of being a millionaire or being in a great relationship, psychologically, you just psychologically take in that feeling, then by law, it has to transform into your 3D world through the use of inverse transformation. But creating this feeling and actually conjuring up this feeling can sometimes be difficult for a lot of people, because first of all, a lot of people can't visualize. They can't visualize in the first person because they don't practice it enough, or they do practice it enough, but they just can't get it for some reason, okay? Or a lot of people use affirmations that create a feeling, because we've gone into this before. Words create thoughts. Then those thoughts create images in the mind, and then those images create the feeling of the assumption, so that the image is going to be an assumption of it being done, which creates the feeling, and then you impress that into the subconscious mind. But a lot of people can't visualize. So creating something, that's like what Neville Goddard says, if you wanted to feel like you're a millionaire, all you have to do is see something that implies that you are now a millionaire. But a lot of people can't visualize. So if you can't visualize yourself being a millionaire, like a scene that implies you are a millionaire, it's kind of difficult sometimes to create that feeling of being a millionaire. Or you can use like affirmations, I am a millionaire now. But a lot of times, because you have to travel, okay? So you're traveling with your words into thoughts, then into images in your mind, and then into the feeling state of your desire already being fulfilled with that image, and then you impress it in the subconscious mind. So a lot of times I am affirmations won't work for you either, because you don't have enough present moment awareness to actually absorb those like in the present moment and slow time down, and to where you're actually visualizing without even knowing it. Okay, so you're unconsciously visualizing, I am a millionaire, then you're coming up with this image in your mind that's creating an assumption. It's gonna be an assumptive image in your mind that then creates that feeling, and then it's impressed into the subconscious mind. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the technique. Okay, so there's two parts of this technique. You can use either one, whichever one works better for you. The first one is the movie technique, okay, or the movies or the TV series, or something that you've watched on TV that you've really resonated with while you were watching a movie or a TV series. There's like a specific movie, where there was a relationship, and it was a really bad relationship, but then it ended in a really good relationship. They got back together, and then the guy or the girl started treating their partner as if they were supposed to, and they were treating each other really, really well, and they were in a very loving relationship, and you kind of resonated with that. Some people cry at the end, you get really emotional. Go back to one of those movies or one of those TV series where you had and imagine that you are that person in that movie at the end, in that great relationship, after all the trials and tribulations, all the bad things have already happened, and now you are in that relationship where everything is perfect, and it's like, the perfect ending of a movie. So you're using that visualization, and then you're just placing yourself inside of that, and that will create the feeling that you need to create, and then you impress into the subconscious mind, because you're visualizing it. You're actually seeing this. You have saw this movie, so you can't say that you haven't, and you can't say that you've never felt that, because everyone puts themselves in that position, in a movie like that's why they really connect with it. They really resonate with it. So they create this feeling state. So go back to something like that, and you can use that, in a movie where somebody was very wealthy, where they were, broke in the beginning, but then they made all this money, and they created a great life, for themselves, and they became very successful. And that's at the end of the movie, and then they get everything that they want. That person has got the relationship, the person's got the money, they've got everything that you want, anything that you desire. Find that movie or that TV series that has resonated with you, and then you put yourself in that scene in the first person, in visualization that you are that person. Go back to that scene and create that version of yourself at the end of that movie of having all those things, and then drift to sleep. So get in that immobilized state, where your body's physically immobilized, and then you're in that meditative state. Then come up with that feeling, replay that movie in your mind as you are the central or the star role in that movie with those things happening to you. And you impress the subconscious mind with that. And that will bring great things into your life, something very, very similar to that, if not the exact same thing. And I've seen this happen to myself and other people in my life that I've mentored, that I've coached, that have used this technique, and it's very, very powerful, and you will be successful at it. So use anything. It could be a TV series, a TV show you saw a long time ago, or a movie. Just pick something that identifies with the thing that you want. Because that's what we're going after, guys, is the feeling. That's all you have to do, is create this feeling and really feel the relief that it's already done, that the relief of it already being done. That's what it is. Not so much the excitement and the emotion of it, but it's the feeling of relief that it's already behind you, that it's already done. And it doesn't matter if you use affirmations, or you visualize, or you use scripting, or you just state certain words like wealth, health, abundance. All of those things ultimately lead up to the feeling, because you have words, like we talk about. We have words which turn into thoughts, and then turn into images in the mind, and then those images turn into an assumptive feeling. Okay, that's what you want, is that assumptive feeling, and then have that travels into the subconscious mind, and that's what creates your 3D world. So the feeling is what we're going after here. So that movie method really, really works, and you don't have to visualize your own scene. You've already seen it. So you can't say, I don't know what it would feel like, because I've never seen it in the 3D world. You have seen it in a movie that you've seen somewhere in the past. So use that visual scene that you've already felt somewhat, but now put yourself in that star role as if it's happening to you, and then fall asleep with that, or just do it throughout the day, and then conjure up that feeling. And that way you get really familiar with that feeling of already having whatever it is that you're desiring, whether it's a relationship, or great health, perfect body, millionaire status, a new career, anything. There's an array of different movies and TV series that you can use that you have resonated with somewhere in the past. So there's another method that I'm going to get into right now, guys. All right, so we're getting to the second method here. The second method is very, very simple, and that is plugging into a meditation as you're falling asleep with headphones, and either I am affirmations or something that's relevant to what you're trying to create. Whether they're just saying wealth, health, and abundance. I've got many of them on my channel. I'll post a couple of them at the end of this video that you can check out. But you listen to those as you're falling asleep in your meditative state, where you're physically immobilized, where you're not actually saying the affirmations, but you're listening to the words, and you're actually feeling them, and you're in this immobilized state, and you're actually affirming these things for yourself. They're being spoken to you by me as you're drifting into the subconscious realm. And I've got hundreds of testimonials with thousands and thousands of dollars being made, relationships happening out of nowhere, out of left field, great things happening to hundreds of people that I've posted. So you can use this technique as well as you're falling asleep, that can help you create that feeling, because that's like what we say. These thoughts or these words that are being spoken to you as you're drifting to sleep are your wish fulfilled. you are now wealthy, or I am now wealthy, I am now a millionaire, or I am now in this great relationship, I have confidence, self-love, whatever it is that you're trying to create. I've got many meditations on this. So what that's doing is those words are being spoken to you, and those are creating the thoughts in your mind, and then those thoughts are creating the images, and then those images are creating the feeling state as you're drifting into your subconscious level. As Neville Goddard says, you're drifting into the subconscious realm with the feeling of having all these things. So plug into those as you're drifting into sleep, and those things also work very, very well, and I'll post a couple of those at the end of this video. But all right, guys, I love you guys very much, and don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.